exhaust. Otom Road. Oye Esrisha haya. Esacho. No, Otom live abe put it over head Otom.
So I wish you know it was successful. So I am in Kama, especially Amuna, Safa,
I don't we are first stretch. We're not climate. Yeah, that's it. What I want to do.
PM that's but your question is 7 at 11.2. Engagement of private entity for IGF organization. Premise the coordinating director. My English as president. Page 7, 11.2.
11.2. Okay.
The honorable PM that's January to date, Yamba almost all the communities except 6 communities. I gather data. So I can say the last meeting you can't say which may engage any private authority be just say in your data because data may be so now you revenue I say in ya I gather I got 6 communities here.
Pierre Patrick over the office of DC.
Or request a payment until just last week. On project in Bimbo and Kakra. In fact, that's yes, them. Them project no. Bit them is a lab muna de no. Now no, that be no pedenka. Wankasa wash na one community ni yako. Nanka wash we them project na ko privatize or them project no. So that what will happen in there when community ni yako na obewi na we use we tiaka. Now that so oye honeka. But then there adibia on your government initiative. Say ekona e kama blessing there. One concrete one kayena one fankaye je wojiji skebia. Before the baby ya no kwenda for wojiji de miskana. Ahwe ya na kin your problem. Enti ye hwe there sanka kwanja bi baba na wa makwanda obutumedi dem dwuma na. But on the issue of CODA or coastal development authority project no. In fact, because now our centralized more or less administration one crying into no. Menoka says even if assembly you agree there, you machine bona you father you prescribing bona you create the project. We don't have one single document. Who assembly ha or there them project onto the menu you put bona you advance the payment around it. So what I've rather done there on behalf of MMDCs or Central Region no, but the letter Akama local government to give to directors because they were there. The common fund disbursement over formalizing it down. And we can at best capture them under the legacy project, you know. But any attempt to be also you have to produce documents. What the engineers want to more prepare certificates and they don't have any document in power which may generate what they prepare their certificates in order them. So that is where we stand now. And when entities are say there. Some of the projects you are where we are Kadenka, whatever commission those projects on. And we want to more or less like get some kind of communication from local government there. Then projects where we Bisukra or certificate in Aka out the water is not that much. The recent one I'll buy which is around 14,000 or something like that. I think teachers quarters to be or is actually school one or something like that. And structure. Yes, and some other toilet so I think Safa or something like that. Baby, what we is it Safa Kokodo? Yes, we are there one over. But contractors that are super there was second Oscar. As I want to I can hand over. So that is where we are now. But I can assure you there. By the next time I will share, even maybe before, may communicate to the presiding member about progress made, so that if there are any ways we can work around it now. Na ya share best e bitum na at least we no ye be commission ma aye infrastructure ma or ye more less that me for no.
The honorable player letter na in your letter free Minister of Local Government Citizen and Religious Affairs concerning the CODA projects. Omo I instructed RCCs and so omo collect all the data now on family ministry, so that they will be able to tell the chief can. Some projects are made in involved assemblies. Assemblies were not involved. As we speak, and when I may be sir, my plan of say when you maybe could that projects no win also there be. And to my instructor assistant so on yes my dear. So be I be who say is could see we were. Then when it gets to the ministry will then decide what to do. Until that is the situation on that CODA project.
Yeah, that's Honorable Suprodo.
Good CPM. Massimo Yedi, Bayaka, Richie, Nasemi, na PM can be there. We are the Onyakra. No more water, so that's Suprodo, be there, would so maybe Onyakra, then Mama, PM Wakra Porsche. On the bed on Onyakra, Sensutra, check us in like a Fenapa, and San Mutuna, Wabamangasi, until the Musa. Now, there's no something like
Honorable, on the road as I'm on the DC records and Okade, they are engaging the contractor. Oboshe Ofi Nananum Odoko Suprodo. Na Ofi Oye Emisano Odeba Abaka Stretch. On the okay. But it's a maintenance until the you got me no road in Sunya Mosifuma. I am Martin Timomide. No, you will come and then we will add it. It's what we say.
Road maintenance na kaya engu if is some road engu.
Leo follow up on allowance. But your family.
Yeah, but that's for sure. 11.10. I sit allowance as well as you get a kuti 225, 220. It's one correction here.
And the other way your correction or help us.
220.
225 or 220. Any member from the FNA committee? It's chief. Allowance FNA no over respond another day. I want to respond.
There was sorry. The essentially in action to be taken on. Yeah, action by no. If you have mara, muy by adwene oye DC and also the FNA chairman. If you have mara, may buy a movie to the I'm not Makasa fine. Why na FNA chairman over? Like watching and so said them a Makasa for ya allowance no.
Honorable DC. Honorable DC. In as much as you agree that those issues
Hello.
Oh. That's it. Oh no, share second page cow. Revenue, IGF, revenue.
Sessional address and Ezeco. So if you have the two, can you raise up your hand? Ezeco, sessional address. You have only one. Which one you have? Ezeco and sessional address. You are supposed to have two. So if you don't have one, you can't.
I said I'm waiting for. Maybe.
Yeah, honorable presiding member, Medasi. Honorable presiding member, the member of parliament, the district coordinating director, the paramount chief, or therefore watching the 8th, Nananom, honorable assembly members, heads of departments and units, heads of security services, institutions and agencies, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks the first ordinary meeting of this assembly for the year 2026. As we draw close to the mid-year, it is quite timely and appropriate for the assembly to meet and to look at the performance of the assembly. It is also important that we meet to measure our progress in the implementation of development plan for the year, and indeed share ideas as to how to successfully move the development of the district in the direction that we all so desire. Honorable President Member, I wish to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all honorable assembly members of this August House for your immense role and contributions that have seen us this far. Honorable assembly members, continue to make available to this assembly your rich experience to ensure effective running of this the assembly and development progress of the district. District Assembly Common Fund. Remember, the Assembly so far this year has not received its 2026 share of the DACF. Neither have we received the basic grant, investment grant, and capacity grant allocations of the District Assembly Common Fund responsive factor, that is the DACF RFG. Following the conduct of the 9th cycle of the District Assembly Performance Assessment 2 for all assemblies in the country. However, the Assembly received 4 quarters of 2025 transfer of the figures. The first quarter, we received 3,865,782. Bringing the total fund transferred from DACF to about 12 million. That is a whole year. We received 12,586,849.62 pesos. IGF. Honorable Presiding Member, as at April 2026, the Assembly generated 168,834.58 pesos as IGF. This represents 24.12% of the 700,000 that the Assembly has targeted to collect for the 2026 year. During the same period last year, the Assembly was able to collect 83,505 cedis. A comparative analysis of the 2 years clearly shows that there has been a remarkable increase from what realized last year. This improvement can be attributed to our strict adherence to the Assembly Revenue Improvement Action Plan. Again, the revenue team has been adequately resourced and has been proactive in identifying and creating a database of new rateable items, as well as reviving the collection of dormant ones. Honorable members, the ultimate goal is to collect at least 100% of the IGF target. Therefore, I wish to entreat you to support the Assembly Revenue team each time they happen to be at your respective electoral areas. Let me use this opportunity to make a passionate appeal to honorable Assembly members to get people as revenue collectors so that they can be bonded to collect revenue for the Assembly. 24-hour economy market. Honorable Presiding Member, it must be noted that there has been a new development so far as the location of the 24-hour economy market is concerned. The project site has been changed from Ekumfi Akokrum to Ekumfi Esushia. This new development came as a result of the advice of the consultant. A stakeholder meeting was held at the Odefo Achen's Palace on Friday, 24th April 2026, where the final decision was taken. The stakeholders present at the meeting included Odefo Achen the 8th, the District Chief Executive, the Honorable Member of Parliament, the Honorable Presiding Member, management from the Assembly, and then the Kako dealers. Other members, the contract for the construction of the 24-hour economy market was awarded in February this year. The project is expected to be completed in 36 calendar months. The consultant for the project would have to visit the project site at Esosia for inspection and approval before the construction works can kickstart. Honorable Presiding Member, Physical Development Project Implementation. The District Assembly continues to execute fiscal development project targeted at creating the conducive environment that facilitates access to quality education, delivery of quality health services, promotion of good sanitation practices, and then boost local economic development, as well as promoting quality of life of people in the Ekumfi district. This projects are at various stages of completion and includes the following. 1. Construction of one normal chip compound with 2 unit chamber and hall residence, 1 delivery bed, and 2 recovery room at Ekumfi Ekoti, and it's about 75% complete. Construction of one normal chip compound with 2 unit chamber and hall residence, and 1 normal bed, 1 normal delivery bed, and 2 normal recovery room or recovery bed at Ekumfi Asokwa. That is also about 40% complete. Construction of 1 unit KG block with ancillary, that's Kakra, and that project is about 10% complete. That's Kakra Reburtal. Construction of 1 normal 3 unit classroom girls model school classroom block with ancillary facilities at Ekumfi Ochom, and that project is 2% complete. Construction of 1 normal 6 unit classroom block with ancillary facilities at Ekumfi Abo, 40% complete. Drilling and mechanization of 8 normal boreholes at Isacho, Sakwa, Suro, Chichiman, Nanaben, Bujono, and Adansimem. That is 55% complete. Now, DSCF RFG project as a construction of 1 normal education office, that is 100% complete, ready for handing over. Renovation of 1 normal 3 unit classroom block with office and store, Ekumfi Nakwa, 100% completed. Legacy project. Now, I wish to bring to the attention of this August House that the assembly of the contractors on project site as the rates are not economically profitable. The old rate can no longer complete works on this project, and this has resulted in the contractors not going to the project site. The assembly has therefore decided to terminate the contract for this project, revise the contract sum to reflect current rates, and then subsequently repackage and re-award the project. I therefore want to appeal with honorable members to bear with the assembly while we await the completion of all these processes. Honorable Presiding Member, recommendations for the approval of repackaging and re-awarding of this legacy project are captured in the Executive Committee report, which would be presented to this August House for consideration. Sanitation. Honorable Presiding Member, sanitation issues in the district have become a cause of concern to all stakeholders. It is an issue that must be tackled with the utmost urgency it deserves. In furtherance of the National Sanitation Day cleanup exercise launched in 2025, the Assembly, led by the Environmental Health and Sanitation Unit, so far this year, has carried out the cleanup exercise at Asafa, Esusia, Edumafa, Emuna, and Chum. The last exercise was held at Ochom on Tuesday, 5th May 2026. Esusia will host the next cleanup exercise on Tuesday, 19th May 2026, and I entreat all honorable members to participate in this exercise and also replicate same in their various electoral areas. Honorable Presiding Member, one of the main sanitation issues that has bedeviled the district is the open defecation. To address this challenge, the Assembly has been presenting a proposal to development partners to support to enable us sensitize the communities and also assist the communities to construct household toilets in their houses. Though the focus is shifting from public toilet to household toilet, the Assembly will still construct institutional toilet to support our public basic schools and health facilities. As an Assembly, we are expected to devise strategies to ensure clean environment in the district. As a measure to promote clean environment in the district, I am taxing the environmental health officer to intensify inspection at all public places in the district to ensure strict compliance with environmental cleanliness. And here, honorable members, I want to pause here to respectfully call for your total support so that when the environmental officers come to your electoral areas and that they are ensuring compliance to the environmental guidelines, we know that some of them might include possible prosecution and possible sanctions. And so if that happens, we only would call for your support so that you support our environmental team to help clean the district for all of us. Any institution that will fall foul of the new law will be sanctioned. It is expected that all institutions should clean their environment so that the populace will emulate. Management of the assembly intends to rank honorable members based on your commitment to duty and cleanliness of your electoral areas, and the performing ones would be awarded with certificates. So today we are going to award some selected assembly members for the good job they have done in the area of sanitation. This is supposed to serve as a motivation so that other electoral areas will also emulate. On next year's 6th March, we would award the best clean community, like a best clean community, and we will make sure we showcase the community. What this means is that anytime there are other developmental projects, the assembly decides to make decisions on based on the performances in these environmental areas, we would want to reward those communities with some projects. Regional Sanitation Monitoring Team. Other presiding member, let me take this opportunity to inform the House that the regional team will be visiting the district on Friday, 22nd May 2026, to assess the sanitation situation and rank the assemblies in the region. I therefore urge all and sundry to ensure cleanliness in our respective communities, as the team can visit your communities unannounced. So here, honorable members, as we speak, Ekumfi currently is ranked 2nd in terms of the regional ranking in sanitation. But the team is coming around to do the assessment again. And what that means is that they can come to any community at all. So this one is not like you will lead them where they should go. So what that means is that honorable members are supposed to intensify cleanliness in their electoral areas so that they will support the assembly. When the team comes and they're able to identify clean environment, it will help with the ranking of the district. And what is happening is that they are going to select about 5 districts from their region and submit to DACF. And then they'll be supporting them with projects. So if we are among the first 3, we can end up getting some projects in our various areas. Honorable presiding member, as I have already mentioned, the next cleanup exercise will be held at Esusia. So please permit me to use this platform to urge other members to come out in their numbers to support the exercise, which will form part of the preparation towards the regional assessment. Education. Honorable members, education is one of the surest ways to propel national development. In this light, the assembly places high premium on educational issues, and I am happy to announce to you that the assembly has awarded contracts for the supply of 272 mono decks, as well as the supply of 76 dual decks for lower primary schools and 76 dual decks for upper primary schools in the district. The assembly supported the district education directorate during the just ended BC in the form of repair of broken down vehicles, fuel, and then ties. I want to assure you of the assembly support to the directorate to carry out its planned activity, particularly monitoring and supervision of teachers in the district. The assembly and the directorate have lined up various strategies to improve performance of education in the district. I will entreat all of us to cooperate with the directorate in ensuring high standard of education in the district. Furnishing of Adanse chip compound. Other presiding member, development of the district is dependent on the good health, of the people. It is in cognizance of this that the Assembly constructs and furnish health facilities in the district to support district health directorate to carry out programs that and activities oriented towards delivering quality health services for the people of the district. It is refreshing to state that the construction of the Danse chip compound is complete, and the Assembly has procured 32 categories of equipment for use at the facility. So here, all the things they will need for use at the Danse chip compound has been procured. So it will be commissioned very soon. Whilst we await the commission of the facility, the items have been handed over to the health directorate. So for the wanting Thomases, you can make a trip to the education directorate and then the health directorate, and then confirm all of that. And I know the assembly member of the area is also here to confirm same. Free primary health care program. Other presiding member, one of the new initiatives introduced by the government of the day, led by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is to provide free and easy access to quality healthcare services in the country. That is a primary healthcare initiative. The program seeks to utilize tricycles and motorbikes to enable healthcare workers to transport vaccines, diagnostic tools, and materials to remote areas for community outreach and home services. The initiative includes the rollout of health facilities and provides them with modern medical equipment. Construction works on the health facility in the district has started in earnest at Seasion, and it is my firm belief that it would be completed soonest and help the initiative provide quality healthcare services in the district. So here only two were awarded in the central region, and Ekumfi was privileged to benefit from one. Job creation. Honorable Presiding Member, the Nketsiah initiative is well and truly underway in the district. I'm happy to inform this August House that the Assembly took delivery of over 10,000 beds for distribution in the district. Out of the number, a total of 600 mortality cases were recorded, and over 9,000 of the files have been duly distributed evenly to beneficiaries in the district. Social protection. Honorable Presiding Member, the Social Welfare and Community Development Department of the Assembly has undertaken a number of programs targeted at the inclusion, protection, and participation of most vulnerable and marginalized people in education, social, and economic activities in the district. The overriding goal of this program is to impact positively on the lives of the vulnerable and empower them to participate fully in all facets of life. The department has carried out a number of activities during the period under review, and I wish to highlight on them. Distribution of startup kits. Honorable Presiding Member, the department on Tuesday, 14th April 2026, disbursed cash and startup kits to a total of 83 persons with disability in the district, and the breakdown is as follows. The one PWD was supported with cash for the repair of his assistive device. One PWD was supported with cash for health issues. 45 PWDs were supported with cash as capital to start small businesses. 36 PWDs received startup kits in the quantities of 23 deep freezers, 7 fufu pounding machines, 2 sewing machines, 2 industrial sewing machines, 1 knitting machine, and 1 modernized and never unseen machine. It's at the entrance, so those who would want to see it, it is there. When you go, you can see it there. We are handing it over today to the beneficiary. I wish to entreat honorable assembly members of the beneficiary communities to constantly provide the necessary support to the beneficiaries so that they can put the startup case to good use and not to sell them in order to achieve the intended purposes. Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty, LEAP. Other presiding member, the department disbursed a total of 72,016 cedis to 227 beneficiary households in 45 communities as part of the 10th LEAP payment cycle on Thursday, 19 February 2026. The total number of individuals who benefited from the disbursement is 1,033, comprising 401 males and 632 females. Please note that this payment cycle is the last, and for that matter, for the last batch of the old beneficiaries who have exited the program. The department has completed the validation of new beneficiaries, and soonest the qualified ones would be enrolled, and e-switch cards would be issued to them to allow them receive their bi-monthly payments. Security. Honorable members, the security of the district is of paramount importance to the assembly, and we are leaving no stone unturned to ensure adequate security in the district. The security situation in the district has been relatively peaceful. Chieftaincy disputes with the celebration of Akwambo festivals have been the main issues that threatens the security in the district. The district security council has been able to address most of them. The council is taking steps to identify all issues that may constitute threats to the peace of the district and take the necessary preemptive measures to deal with those issues. Let me also assure our members that upon completion of the district police station of the district police command, additional police personnel will be posted to the district to beef up the existing number of personnel and to boost up security in the district. Regrettably, let me also say that while we have enjoyed relatively peaceful security situations here, recent developments give us cause to worry. And a mention is made of the recent murder case at Asaman and then Asam, where a woman butchered her husband to death, and then where like a body was found mutilated with certain body parts missing on the Asam Tichiman stretch. And currently, all those matters are being given the necessary attentions, and almost all the preemptive measures are being put in place. Currently, we are taking the body to the Cape Coast Hospital for the postmortem to be conducted. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the honorable member for Asam for the role he's playing in all of this. Meeting of the Executive Committee. Honorable Presiding Member, at its sitting on Tuesday, May 12, the Executive Committee met to receive recommendations from the various subcommittees, which was harmonized and shall be tabled before this August House for consideration. I wish to conclude my address by once again expressing my appreciation to you all for supporting me to run the Assembly successfully up to this time. I will also do everything within my powers to sustain the good works and also improve upon it. Thank you, and may God bless us all. So I'm waiting for instructions. Executive Committee report. The Executive Committee held its first meeting of the year on Tuesday, 12 May 2026 at the District Assembly Conference Hall and deliberated on the following issues. A. Matters arising from previous minutes. Subcommittee report. The committee therefore wishes to present the following recommendation and decisions for discussion and approval by the General House. Recommendation that the Assembly and Unit Committee members must exercise their authority to guarantee that all gaming machines are properly regulated and registered. That as part of the corporate social responsibility, the road repair must include the legal sun winning at Adanse and Suprodo. That fostering peace among communities is much effective when community leaders and stakeholders take it up, because Nakwa Traditional Council was able to talk to the indigenes, which helped to foster peace during the just ended school sporting event. That effort should be made to repair all school buildings using the legacy allocation. That the assembly should ensure the operationalization of all area councils. That the assembly must undertake sensitization exercises on the importance of obtaining building permits by developers when putting up a building, to ultimately boost the IGF of the assembly and to also ensure development controls in the district. That assembly must gazette its fee fixing resolution so that it can take legal action against defaulters. That effort should be made to undertake sectional gradings on the Ejankwa Owuya Owofa Road and Suprodo Obidan Road before the heavy rains start. That a thorough assessment must be done to determine if the outstanding balance on the one normal 2-bedroom semi-detached teachers' quarters should be honored. The committee recommended that the attached project be considered for implementation. It was recommended that the assembly organizes capacity building programs for honorable assembly members and unit committee members. The committee recommended the establishment of a revenue checkpoint, mounting of booth at Dunkwao Junction, Asokwa Junction, Timber Market, and Asam Junction. That the assembly recruits and train more commission collectors for the assembly. That the assembly used independent committee at the community level to spearhead the management of the newly constructed boreholes. The committee recommended the application of pay as you fetch principle for the management of the boreholes. The committee recommended record keeping by the management committee and quarterly monitoring by the district assembly. That honorable assembly members in various communities should encourage their youth to contact the Youth Employment Agency for job opportunities in order to ease unemployment issues. That disability route should be reconstructed at the assembly entrance to make it disability friendly. That the assembly should provide desks to schools to promote teaching and learning. That the social welfare and community development department must be provided with a motorbike for field works. That honorable assembly members should engage community leaders to get people within the communities to guard the staff at the chip compound at night. That the assembly should get persons to man the refuse containers to avoid messing up at containers locations. That the community members should assist newly posted nurses in securing residential accommodations. Signed. Now the attached project, that is for your approval. The approval of the house. So on top there, you see project, you see location, you see contractor, you see outstanding works, you see proposed works, and then remarks. So I'll just mention the project. The all other ones, I'm sure, since you have the copies, you can reference them. One, the renovation of 6-unit classroom block at Kakra. Construction of 6-liter water closet toilet with one mechanized borehole with 3,000-liter capacity poly tank and reinforced concrete elevated water tank support. That is Adanse. Adanse. Renovation of Methodist JHS building, Safa Mpano. Renovation of Methodist primary JHS at Ochom and 3-unit Methodist JHS block at Etibedu, that is Ochom and then Etibedu. Pavement of the assembly frontage. Pavement of GES office compound with overhead tank and 3,000-liter poly tank and reinforced concrete elevation. That's a water tank support. That is at Isacho. And here, let me do a little bit of an explanation here. So the newly built GES office, that is just here. You know, the facility, the frontage, the contract did not include pavement of the frontage. So what that means is that if they occupied it right now, anytime it rains, the whole place is just going to be very, very muddy, just like we had a situation just before paving the frontage of the office. And so it has been suggested that subsequent to your approval, they will do the pavement works and then support them with also a poly tank so that they can have regular supply of water at the office. And then that Dance chip compound to the school was built without a toilet facility. So it has been recommended for your approval that you approve the construction of a toilet facility. That would also come. And this time around, we are not conducting the KVIP. We're not constructing the KVIP. We are constructing water closet. That is how come they are drilling at like a borehole with that overhead tank, so they can have regular supply of water for use. Completion of a community-initiated chip compound at compound at Kakra. This chip compound was an initiative of the MP. He started it, and it has stalled up to date. We think that it doesn't really make a lot of reasoning to see stop projects that you just go and be constructing brand new chip compound. It only makes sense that if the house would agree with us, you would approve so that we can, through the legacy considerations, go and then finish that chip compound so that we can have the Accra chip compound too. So this was what we are mentioning all under the legacy project. So when you approve, you are going to use the legacy funds to go and complete all those projects. Renovation of Catholic GHS, Ekumfi Imuna, and this also a GHS that has suffered more or less like for a very long time, and the community has constantly been calling on the assembly. Finally, it has been examined, costed. They are subject to the approval of the house. We would also go and then put that building in good shape so that the community would also benefit. And then the construction of the fence wall with an overhead poly tank at the district coordinating director's office. Regrettably, let me share this bad but funny story with you on this project and why it is super important. So on the day of the distribution of the Nketsiah, I went with the coordinating director to the distribution site at the Isacho. The coordinating director had earlier informed me about departing for the weekend, that is going to see the family, but he had to stay so that he will be part of the exercise. When I brought him back to prepare and then go back home, regrettably, the head of works, that's Honorable Nudin Otu, was escorting the director to his place, and just when they opened the door, a snake entered the room. And so we don't know whether to go inside or to go outside, and we don't even know how to go and look for the snake inside the room. So you can imagine the situation that we find ourselves. So at that point, we think that it has become very necessary that at least for nothing at all, the place is properly fenced so that we can ensure the security of the coordinating director too. So please, we have named this project for your consideration so that you help us go and then be able to do all these projects for the benefit of the Ekumfi. Now, proposed project. These are the new projects that are going to be undertaken in 2026. So this year we are constructing the construction of 6-unit classroom block with office, stores, library with a 6-seater water closet, toilet, and all of that you are seeing over there at Ekumfi Obidan. Ekumfi Obidan. Now we're also constructing a 3-unit classroom block with office, stores, and what you are seeing over there at Imuna. Imuna. Then we're also constructing a KG block at Emisano. Now we're also constructing a chip compound at Aquacrum. And then we're also going to, as part of the health allocations, those of you who are conversant with Imuna, you realize that there's a certain old health facility that has stored for a very long time. In fact, the structure keeps deteriorating, and we think that it is important that we commit resources to go and renovate that facility so that the facility will not destroy completely. And so this year we would also be more or less like renovating that structure at Imuna to put it in very, very good shape. And we also will be embarking on water extension. At the district level, we are doing proper assessment at the various communities so that at the end of the day, we'll scale in terms of needs, which communities we should immediately more or less like go there, like try and support them first, because there are a lot of communities that are undergoing more or less like extension. So we'll try and then do with that. And then we're also doing same for water and then electricity. We're also drilling borehole, another mechanized borehole at so the office here. We want to drill one borehole here, and then the quarters. The reason being that, Honourable, you would agree with me that because of the intermittent flow of water, many a times when you come here, we have had causes of complaints coming from honourable members and users of the office that sometimes you go there and then the water will not be flowing. And so sometimes it becomes very challenging using the washroom. At one point, one person even elected to use the bush. It's okay, and I think because the water wasn't flowing, and some of this doesn't really create very good pictures for us. So we are asking that we construct a poly tank here so that we can have regular supply of water for use in the various washrooms. The same as the bungalows. Bungalows too, many a times you realize that water becomes a challenge over there, and then you see sometimes moving with the abubuya trying to get water from a Ekumfi or it's actually those areas, which I think are not all too good. So now, and we also thinking of constructing boreholes for the various secondary schools. That's a Sachel, Obama, and then Achen. Yes. So we also thinking of constructing boreholes for this institution so that they will use. Honorable Presiding Member, I'm done.
Thank you very much, Honorable DC. He has given us 2 addresses. I would want us to go through the address as he has given us and read. So, by way of your time of going through, we want the NHIS. They have a message for us. So right after that, then we go into the address, the discussion of the address, and then that of the executive report. Mr. Raf, kindly take the mic. Where is the other mic? No, you have to come forward.
Thank you very much, Presiding Member. Honorable Presiding Member, the DCE for Ekumfi District, Honorable Coordinating Director, I would want to stand on already existed protocol to send you warm greetings on behalf of the CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Victor Asari Bampo, and on my own behalf, as the district manager in charge of Infantaman and Ekumfi NHIS. This is my first time I'm joining the good people of Ekumfi for the assembly meeting, and we are grateful for the opportunity to share a word with you. We are in the second quarter, and I would like to share the performance of the district for the first quarter of 2026. Yes, yes, 2026 to the House, and also a good news that has come to Ekumfi district as a whole. So, in the operations of the NHIs, the Infantaman District Office takes care of Infantaman and Ekumfi. And as a district under NHIS, we have a population of 250,000. Now, in our operations and in the President's vision of achieving universal health coverage, we were given a target of 80% to register for the year. That is 80% of our population. So we are to do 204,000 this year as our target to be able to qualify as a UHC qualified district in Ghana. On quarterly basis, we are to do 51,000. At the end of the first quarter, we did 48,273, representing 94%. And it placed us as the second best performing district in the central region. Again, we have a special group that they are exempted from paying both premium and processing fee. That is the indigents category. We're given a target of 22,000. And by the end of the first quarter, we did 44,000, representing 188% of our target. And we understand why, because we want to expand access to healthcare, and financial issues of individuals should not be a burden for the population. So this year, our focus is more on the exempt category than those who are paying. This month, we are doing a free NHS registration. So all the registration that we are doing this month is at zero rated fee. So you don't pay anything for both renewal registration. Even if your card has been misplaced, you come to the office and it will be replaced for you without you paying anything to the National Health Insurance Authority. And it's ending on the 31st of May, 2026. That is the first side of the message for the House. Now, the second one has to do with a policy the President did make during his campaign time, that when he is sworn in as a president, they will roll out the free primary healthcare, where we will have access to healthcare without paying anything. And on the 15th of April 2026, the President launched the free primary healthcare policy. Now, the program is going to be on phases. Ekumfi district, I'm glad to share that, is part of the few districts in the central region that we are going to kickstart the free primary healthcare. Out of the 23 districts in the central region, only 9 were selected to be part of the first phase of the implementation. And as part of efforts to educate the populace on what free primary healthcare is, what they should expect, what this entails when it comes to the free primary healthcare, we are going to organize a DEBA for the people of Ekumfi to sensitize them to know what the free primary healthcare is, what they should expect when they go to the selected facilities when the program is fully rolled out, and what they should look out for, services that they will expect to receive when they visit these facilities. So we are inviting all assembly members here to join us on 22nd of May, Friday, at Ekumfi Abo Community Center for this important stakeholder engagement. It is not palatable to say Ekumfi is one of the deprived districts in Ghana, but that is the fact. And so our people really need help. We at the NHIS, we have taken it upon ourselves, and the assembly members here will bear us out that I don't remember the last time we came to Ekumfi to collect money for registration exercises. We have been doing it for free. Now, when they have these cards and they go to the hospitals and they face challenges with regards to co-payments and issues like that, it's quite disturbing. Last year, I went to Ekumfi, a facility around, and what I saw was a bizarre. I mean, it was not something to write home about. Vulnerable people at the facility, and they are being asked to pay monies before they even go through medical screening to know what exactly is wrong with them. So the free primary healthcare is going to take all this burden from our population. And the good thing about this is you don't even need a valid NHIS card. All the minimum you need to access this is just your Ghana card for the first stage. When the issue escalates, you need to go to a next level where they provide advanced care. That is where you need the NHIS. And everything at that level is free. Even if you go and you are without a Ghana card, they'll have to take care of you. So that is the engagement that we are going to do on the 22nd of May at Ekumfi Abo. So, Honorable Presiding Member, will plead that you, as you have been doing, we're inviting the Assembly, all honorable members here, and stakeholders who are interested in the welfare of people of Ekumfi to join us on the 22nd of May so that we can have this interaction, educate ourselves so that we can go into our communities, because for the role we play, we are role models. What we say is what the people know. So it's better for us to be armed and get the nitty-gritties of what the free primary healthcare is so that we can better serve our people in that regard. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raf. I think this is a presentation for us. I understand they brought a letter for all honorable members. The program is 22nd at Arbor. When we get there, we are likely to get more details from there. I understand they are inviting the appointees as well to the program. So all honorable members are to take note. Honorable Madam Abigail, kindly give it to Honorable Tony, so that after here we will do the distribution for them. So, honorable members, I think at this point we will then move on to the discussion of the DC sessional address and that of the Ezekiel report. We thank you very much, NHIS. We are appreciative of the efforts that you do for our communities. We are very much grateful. So we will continue from there. So let's go to the sectional address of the DC. Please kindly draw the attention of the DC so that he will be here with us. Yes, Honorable DC is with us. So I think we are dealing with the sessional address first, or we should put all of them together. Honorable members, so that if you have anything in the sectional address, you can bring it. Yeah, Honorable Jamel.
Thank you very much, Honorable PM. My concern is at page 7
Of the address. Okay.
We have one item labeled job creation.
In fact, when you read the whole passage there under job creation, you can't actually tell where the job creation is. If indeed job creation, then at least out of the paragraphs, we're able to read how many jobs have been created, how many people have benefited out of that job creation. But I realized that it only speaks about Nkoko. I don't know if the work was given to the Nkoko. There should be that clarification. Next has to do with the figures there. It looks like becoming a national canker. Anyone who tries to address issues about Nkoko and Nketsiah has the figures wrong, from the presidency to our DC. Looking at the figures there, we can read that we took delivery of 1,000 beds.
Honorable member,
I'm
you are
reading
right.
what we have here.
You are right. I believe.
So it's clear that whoever attempts to talk about the quantity has the mathematics wrong. Is that the case?
It might not be entirely the case. This one might be a topographical error.
No, it's an addition, and it looks like it's draining from the top to down. The president did it, and the DC has done it as well.
Not necessarily. I think it is something that we.
So let's get the figures again. If you can do the additions and get
the figure is 10,000 beds. 10,000 beds. Yes.
And 600 beds mortality.
Yes.
So let's get the correct figure.
So that is why you put it over 9,000.
This is House of Records. This is statistics. These are figures.
So 9,400.
So yes, where's the 400?
9,400. That is why the word over.
No, we don't need the over. You've given us a clear figure of numbers dead. So let's get the subtraction and the figures get clear. Unless you tell us that the
very well noted, Honorable. Very well noted.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Honorable Richardson.
Construction of building blocks. But I mention Kakra na 10%. Ejuma na onko. Pede me be said. Ana in your man na one found choir what be ejuma na if a problem no wa. Oh da. Oka chen there. What cat is order. Oka chen there 6 months. Pacho this is church to Pacho.
Oh, it's a DC. Mama church this. Okay, well noted. Well noted. Your concern is the progress of work on the Accra 2-unit classroom block. Yes, Honorable DC, kindly take note of the various issues being raised. Honorable Honorable, take the mic.
Page 7, Adanse chip compound. DC, Master there, I'm there, Adanse chip compound. I bear any problem. I say, I go to the Roma. We are men, as all the in Okwa. Master, women now, you know, there. And the man of Wadens want to use a chip compound. That's it.
I think on that particular note, this will be the last time this Adanse chip compound should appear in any of our records. I think it has been reappearing in our records as it has been completed. It will be commissioned. It will be this. It will be this. This house will take this as the last time this will appear. Probably the next time that it will come, it is functionally being operationalized. That sentence is what we need. So easy when you address us, at least the next time we should be able to, but we don't want any commentary on Adanse project again. Honorable Adanse, you see, I can want some mobile, and I better can be. Yeah, that's it. Yes, who else on the sessional address? Honorable DC, the free primary health care no, na tricycle ni be able to have, and I'm an no why you want you man. I feel why you want. Or you're not attabonazi. Oh, me not quite a quarter. Honorable member, we are in a meeting. So if you want to speak, kindly raise your hand. You perfectly be given the opportunity to speak. What you are doing, I don't know. Honorable Anthony Nyame.
Madam PM. Page 8. Page 8. Livelihood and then environment and then against poverty. What is the leap no? Saying that painful or Bruno. Okwa, if Shamana, painful Kasankasa, would deserve to that a Nankasemum one count. No, mom, no, and Rancy and the map our mamma. Watching, I will not, I couldn't. Papa no, another my penny ocean. Or say, maybe say not say. When can I cook registration in data? What the car could the man in a dada and son a water for a. It's I don't know.
Very well noted. The leap registration. Honorable Nurudin and Honorable Jamel. Honorable Nurudin and Honorable Jamel. I think the House will bear me out that this will be the last time that I will mention your name without any punitive measures. Yes, honorable members. The DC address. Disbursement of starter kits and funds for persons living with disability. No, so yeah, DC watch a maybe a camera. Very good. So, Chief, let's deal with the national address. We go to Ezeko.
Sorry, I'm part of the intent of job creation, you would agree with me the animal rearing is as a way of equally creating jobs. So I would want to humbly submit that my honorable member averse his mind to the obvious reality that if among the job creation list there's an inclusion of a supply of beds, which arguably are meant for beneficiaries to rear for meat and for food and for money. It equally falls into the job creation categories, much as we have also created a lot of peripheral jobs as a result of the ongoing constructions in the many areas. And I want to also humbly submit that if he has youth in his area who are interested in more or less like working on any of the construction sites, he should take interest and then submit to me those individuals so that we will work on them. Thank you. KG blog. In fact, the KG blog at Accra. In fact, we had issues with the contractor. In fact, initially it was designing, but that was quickly fixed. So the design came up in such a way that you have like an open frontage. Okay, but then the engineer, upon second consideration, felt that since we are going to have young kids using the facility, we should rather have an enclosed area so that it will be gated. So if you look at the design now, it has been properly designed in such a way that once the student enters and it is locked, the student cannot come out until they have closed or intentionally the gate is open. So you are going to have one of the nice KG blocks in the country. It is very nice. Once it is done, you will love it. So that was one of the few weeks of delay. But even after that delay, that's appeared that there were some few issues with the contractor. At a point, there was a recommendation for possible, more or less like termination. But he has quickly moved aside. That is what has scaled him from the 2% to the 10%. So we are hoping that maybe today, when you go back there, you will see
some increments in the percentages. Yes, the Adanse chip compound. Now let me explain and then explain good on this Adanse thing. Truth be told, that this structure was completed and stalled for over 8 years. For over 8 years, this project was stalled. Now, when we assumed office, I took it upon myself to make sure that the narration would change. And this meant that we needed to do a lot of considerations because we're going to have to make provisions for this when this had not been accommodated in any budget. So we had to make provisions and then look at how best we'll be able to raise money to more or less like staff the place. Fortunately, we had made health allocation within the budget that has been approved by the House. So there was a window. So based on that, we quickly put together the procurement team from the assembly, and then with the recommendation from the health director, and then funds were made available because we didn't want to take the risk of anybody coming to tell us that, oh, we wanted to buy Vena, but we bought Belakwa. We said, okay, you go and buy your own items, the things that you need. So we gave all the money to the health directorate to go and literally buy everything themselves, which has been done. Now, the challenge here was with the electricity connection. Initially, we didn't know where the power source was coming from. So we thought it was ECG. So constantly we have been dealing with ECG, and I even got the ECG regional team to visit the place. And those of us from that enclave, Assemblyman, you bear me out, and those in Adreju, the people came there. But they had given a proud notice for the youth in that area to help at least read around the pole so they can have access to the pole and go and work there. But when they got to the place was just so bushy to the extent that they couldn't have just entered to work on the transformer. Okay, so later I was called and informed that they had cleared the place. And then we invited them to come back. But it was upon their second coming, then they started asking for documentation. Well, that was a transformer coming from ECG. So just a few weeks ago, there was a similar problem with ASAM, where they have a certain transformer that needs to be fixed. And then ECG were now making demands for documentation on that transformer. So I had to reach out to my predecessor, that is Honorable Grant. It was at that point that he informed me. Actually, the transformer was part of a contract package that came from Ministry of Energy. And that they were supposed to install that, and it was a collaboration between the assembly and then the contractor. And so quickly we had to look around for the contractor. Fortunately, he came around and he affirmed the fact that there was, I think, a road, the earth road or something like that needed to be fixed for those connections to be made. I mean, there are stories. What we've done is that we want to just put those stories behind us and make sure that thing is commissioned. So I can give you my word, as ably directed by the presiding member, that next time, it will not even be next time, in the next few weeks, we will do everything we can to get the lights and everything in place, and then we would call on all honorable members to come and help us commission the facility so that brothers and sisters in that enclave can also use it. Now, LEAP arguably has become one of the milestones we have to cross because of how the whole thing was actually handled. So the 10th cycle, completing the first had been completed, just as you heard from the speech. And the new beneficiaries were supposed to be registered. Unfortunately, it does appear that there were some more or less like activities that went along with the registration that places a lot of suspicion with beneficiary lists that came out. In fact, we have had a cause to even raise concerns about certain very extremely able individuals who found their names on the list. And so I remember the presiding member at a point put up an article that generated a lot of concerns and was brought to my attention. And it wasn't Ekumfi specific, it was across the region. And so I had to this time around come in and intervene so that we will have like a regional attempted solution of a sort. But fortunately, in Ekumfi, we were blessed to have our very capable, social welfare officer who did a very good job with the validation. So you realize that the beneficiary list that has come out is really targeting and is like somewhat all inclusive. And I want to thank the social welfare department for that good job. And so even what we are complaining about is a massive improvement over many of the things that happen. So what that means is that we will have to now pay a lot of attention to subsequent registrations that will come up. And I want most assembly members to take leadership around some of these things. Okay, and it shouldn't always have to be like the assembly coming into the communities. When you have also spotted beneficiary or possible beneficiaries, please come with them to the assemblies, and not only the lead beneficiaries, even persons living with disabilities. When you have such concerns, please help them come to the assembly so that they can register and then in turn benefit. Go see the beneficiary, how do you call it? The beneficiary fund or the support for the persons living with disability. By the grace of Almighty God, the NDC and the government has really shot it very up. So they have ability now to do a lot of interventions. That is why if you look at the speech, they have distributed things that are of much more or less like things that are much expensive. Okay, some of them are getting items close to over 10,000 with them. So it should tell you that capacity is there. Unfortunately, it cannot be the same people benefiting. But you have a lot of persons living with disabilities in your electoral areas. And you always would want the assembly staff to come there, identify, and then register those individuals. I think that, honorable members, I want to plead with you all to also help the assembly by bringing your the persons in your area. We will do our part by coming. But the thing is that there's so much at the office to be working on that we may not be able to have time to come very often. So when you have identified those individuals, you bring them here, you register them, then they also can get what they want. See, some of them, you saw them carrying fridge, free persons with disability carrying fridge, and then some also holding some big cash. You see the envelope, and then in fact, we want to also encourage that the interventions are there. Now we are bringing the assembly's operations to the doorsteps. What I have also done is that we want to take the administrative activities of the assembly to the doorsteps of the citizens. God is yours, it belongs to you. We are only caretakers here, and I'm not just the chief servant. So it is you, and that is why even I'm telling you the project you have to approve before we can go and do that. So why do we create a line between the assembly and the citizens? So starting tomorrow, 10:30, assembly staff are going to appear on radios telling what they do. So tomorrow at 8:30, the works department will be at Coastal FM talking about building permits, talking about so many. Next week, another department will go. The following week, another department will go. I want to just make sure all the departments will go and narrate their stories, what they do, so the citizens will know what is happening here. All heads of departments will also be sent to Omahin's Palace to also go there and explain what they do to Nananom and everybody. So at the end of the day, people will feel very confident about what we are doing here at the assembly. So on the lead beneficiary thing, the beneficiary list is out. Yes, the beneficiary list is out. And I know that very soon they are going to start receiving their payment. I've shared it with the honorable presiding member. But I'm not too sure if more or less like that list should just be for public consumption. You know, they are vulnerable individuals, and we do not want situations where you have the opportunity to be doing politics with beneficiaries. So it should just stay. Once PM has it, all of you, you have it. That is my understanding. Is that okay? So I want to thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. We are looking forward to that situation, and then we will be part of the history to commission the place. Let's go to the discussion of the Ezekiel report. Are you the Ezekiel report? Okay. I mean, you couldn't know.
PM page 1, 2.5.
Are you an Ezekiel member?
Yeah, but I want to,
I'm just asking for clarity.
Yes.
Very good.
Hansi, me PM by agenda town council ni area council no. We used to be by last time I discussed the issue because ever since I'm by as a member. Yeah, but sitting there.
Resume your seats. You are Ezeco member. One meeting. I'm a meeting. It's me, Mr. We can do honorable man. Quite a meeting. And some of them be meeting. Missy Ezeco member. You can see why I may be so. I'm a meeting.
And Mama saying the chief. Your best there. We just stand around only Juma. Because PM by our there, each and every meeting be a separate meeting be a way sober. Town council and then area council
and area council.
The chief, then believe you
on the last time we are kind there, say we should target one area. Then when that place is operationalized, then we can go to the next one. So your point is well made. It will be addressed.
Page 2.
Page 2.
2.8. Chief.
2.8. Okay.
Chief, Wadaroma Masre, Ejam Kwatu, or far stretch no. Masra Denka, engineer, on call between Ejam Kwana or far Ejam Kwana we are. What the main problem one. Or access 1 year. That's what Chakwana would hono, while dialecting soon and soon, because each and every year be and specific. Or your problem, the one night. Or far no we are fin one. Semester there, one engineer name one walk home one side.
Very well noted, honorable member. Honorable President.
Thank you so much, Chair, for the opportunity given me. PM, please. I'm seeking for an education. This is a House of Records, and I want to know our act. Why Ezeco members in debate Ezeco reports because we are equally assembly members.
You want a response?
Yes.
Please. So you can take your seat.
Okay.
This report was generated by the Ezeco members. It is their duty to come here to defend whatever they got here. But when you come here and then you are coming to question your own document that you brought to the assembly. For your information, do you know that we are discussing this? If the DCE should get out, it is not the coordinating director that should defend this. It's supposed to be the Ezeco members that is supposed to defend this document. So it is not right that the Ezeco members themselves will come and begin to raise questions out of this. So when we raise the questions and the DCE is even finding difficult to even respond to them, we expect the Ezeco members to assist the DCE to explain some of the things to us. That is why I don't usually, it is not that they cannot, maybe out of the discussion, they will have a consent to say that, okay, maybe we want to. But it is not for them to question the very thing that they brought. If out of the discussion they want to change their position, then you can say that maybe our discussion, we were wrong with this one per the discussions that have gone on. But we don't entertain that because it is your document that we are working on. That is why you are Ezeco members. So all Ezeco members here are to defend whatever they brought here. So allow us to critique it, then you defend it. That is the position. Do you have a follow-up on this, or you still have issues?
From your answer, it is per convention, but not a direct law from the act. But per the continuous practice we do, is that it?
Let us say, even if it is not a convention, will you also agree that after your meeting, after you have brought this document to the house as a body, you, Prince, as a member, will come and then raise questions like, 2.10. Committee recommended the attached project to be considered for implementation. then you yourself will come and ask questions on it for who to answer you.
PM, it seems you are not getting me.
You know, if you ask for per the law, you are saying by convention.
The reason I'm asking this question is this continues happening. And I want us to streamline it and put an end to it. So I want all of us to agree that this is per convention, it is per the act, so that we as Eku members will learn from what we will agree now, and it will not happen again. This is where I'm coming
It is not about you as Eku members now. Even per logical, because this is a report from Ezeku. That is why you were questioning the DCE on his report. Is that okay? As an Ezeku member. But the moment we got to the Ezeku report, that is your document. Honorable members, it seems like maybe because there is no structured law, whether by convention or whatever, it is a practice. So let's say the cabinet goes to a meeting, and after cabinet producing their documents, a member of the cabinet then comes out and then starts questioning the very thing in the it is like you remember Dr. Baumia when this issue of way by when they were saying that no honor he was in cabinet. The moment you are in cabinet, you become part of it. So please, that is the point.
PM Medase. PM Pocho, Mama Erican, Matwase. Nemo na Castan Mibisa. Was on a higher way. Yes, I'm brand Juma.
Very well.
Yama Yanka say per day.
Very well.
Now, embrace no so maybe you are acting Munyama. Nyama Yayan will fear Adada or your pet convention. In Tinam Pedemu, American, there might be baby, Ofiba, a more chip may cast some another chinebi, Ezeku maybe solar. Let me to point of order there per convention, another per this act, and they pay the me or in the castle to wait it. Minamim there be at the best shame there. Oh, Prince Miss May I can win a per convention, but mammy did as I into pay the Dayama. Yata say, oh, per act the me no matters. Dam can make Medasi.
Let's move on. Asare.
Honorable PM Medasi, but I could page 2, item 2.7, that the Assembly must gazette its fee fixing resolution so it can take legal action against defaulters. I'm there. Yeah, can't gazette anyone, especially with bylaws. So now you to me. So with this one, no better move there. Ebia, and she shake what and you mean you are able to gazette now.
Okay. 2.7. If I'm to help you, the last meeting, they want to centralize the gazetting from the region. And I hear them the yatin wahabia. Them no okay. With the bylaws, they want to centralize it and then do the regional whatever. And it is appearing here again. You see, honorable Ezeku members and the DCE, what happened? That this thing is coming up again. Honorable.
Yeah, please. What I'm reading is not bylaws. So this is fee fixing resolution. Is it not 2.7?
Yes.
So the Assembly must gazette its fee fixing resolution, not bylaws. I think they are two different documents together.
Okay.
The question was, you gazette bylaws in the portal now. So gazetting of this one, no preparation man or what they able to name.
Your honorable presiding member, you say, you share the number of pages. Because pages in those one, you pay more. And you first say, a bit and Nketsiah, Sebeya, Yentua, Sikakese, the arena you go be a NCB and a bit one ammonia like that because we want to take this seriously. A bit me egyina saa fifix no so ya agigi yesika na obi nkofa no because obi efa no ndi na odi no ko ya so odi mra obaka kyerɛ sɛ on gazette o fifix nti bomo di mi ase betumi a gazette ndamase.
Honorable Nakwa.
Honorable people, that's it. Mr. Our last speech. Proposed project for 2026 under District Assembly Common Fund in the Ekumfi district. Last speech. Page number behind.
Okay.
PM, Pacho, project Orokodo, Henet Fiha. Na also, many paying and I'm senior, Honorable Baptist Enyan. Yeah, the how Kakra war Ekumfi kwa offer in the school, sir. Methodist school. Yeah, well, Form 1, Form 2 class are all overcrowded. Nature in Form 1 for more than 90. Form 2 also maybe 90. Now, yeah, the whole papers, Abba, a mature letter, Abba, and so, Ekumfi na kwa Yanezu. Na Esrebisa, which is good to go. No, ma'am, that's it.
Okay. Honorable FNA Chairman, that is your area. It's part of your area as well. Honorable, what's your name? But I will also the letter. Honorable, if you cannot help, the DC and the coordinating director may come in to help. But I also have a concern. On that same proposed project for 2026 under the District Assembly. We have drilling and mechanization of 4 normal borehole with reinforced concrete tanks support and a 3,000 liter poly tank. Of which the DCU, Orcas and Orca BB there, Wabe Assembly education honor. No, but I have a concern. My issue is that yes, in as much as I hear and what this institutional base, so make sure this is coming from the common fund. Me today, government name that pay what we did last year. We see war teaching man and karo 8 number will be now for the communities. Now, if we are converting it to support this institutional base here, then how do we then go ahead to support the communities themselves? Because we the assembly know IGF na at least on us na why and want that support that way no. But it seems there back in we are taking advantage of Azinara was one fund break and war. Here no communities to support the institutional we are at least Ankasa be Nankasa botum the wenya Nankasa resources be no other. Yes, education directory, they are there for us. But as a Nanabe in Yusha, that's what we open now. But for the way they yes, office I'm holding to be a converting it near that office. Meanwhile, Nasankebe, the assembly Nankasa IGF here. And so I'm concerned about that friend and project. I think the communities has to benefit them more because after all, say if you on your community, but you see the institutions if it's there as a assembly, if it's the assembly, you really have education office, you really have a friend and bungalows. Let us even quantify the benefits. But this was government project. Other director, and if you there, I should class a 2 local benefit communities. We will be assured of the impact. Unless you are telling me that there is no community to send a borehole, then can't we also convert them to a pipe extension and others? can't you convert them to pipe extension? Because for me, I have a little concern over that institutional way now. Yeah, I think when this one is resolved, we have other AEBIB, we will also come on it. It's a project. We will throw this back again. It's the honorable for the brand area and Shana one brother the year way. Munabuka Piba.
Thank you for the overtaking kills.
Honorable, can you resume your seat?
Yes.
You resume your seat. Honorable was on his feet before you rose up.
Honorable Dampa, overtaking kills. Thank you, Honorable PM. Bohu Semia, per the chip in of Honorable Nodin, the all committees when you are hosting, I disagree with him. Why you be but when you need Ekumfi or Tabanazi? There is a mechanized borehole, what really it is not completed. It's second way in oh, Honorable Nodin. Won't complete it. The borehole has been drilled. That concrete platform has been done, yet that machine for the water to come out and the polytank is not there. So if you have not done and you are coming to institutions just as Honorable PM is showing concern, come and complete my own. Why? Let me tell you anything. Come on, mine.
Honorable Jabel, are you fighting? So Honorable, give it to Honorable President.
Okay. Thank you, PM, for the opportunity. PM, this is the House of Records. Sure. I wanted to put my brother to order because I have not heard or seen anywhere you giving Honorable Nudin the audience or the opportunity to speak to the House. So Honorable Nudin has passed no comment in the House as far as our
if you will stop this interjection
and
to help us.
PM, I wanted to admonish you on how you spoke earlier, but I was going to also advise that the next time you speak so personally like this, I want you to let a member presiding come and sit there so that you can come back and make the argument as you did. You did very well. Thank you.
Honorable Prince, I'm also an assembly member.
But you are the chair.
You see, that is why there is a reason they don't allow the presiding member to go to Execo. So that when they come, it will form part of the discussion. That is why presiding member don't go to Execo. I also got the document as it is shared. So as I sit here, I should also have my consent. Is that okay? Very well. So it is not as if I'm to take it from you alone without my. If even I made whatever I've said and anybody has a counter something, then. So this is the report of the Execo, and this one we are just discussing it. So I'm permitted to make my observation. So we will have to address that.